Tonight on Joy News Prime, wife of slain activist Mohammed Kaka appears before committee investigating EJURA violence to appeal to them to investigate those behind his murder, insisting she believes he was killed for his activism.
Lord,
he said yes, he wouldn't go there again.
The Dugumba chief for the area, whose grandson was one of two persons who died on the day, also appeared before the committee. One day, crashed into one of the toll booths at the TEMA end of the Accra-TEMA motorway. The cleaner is deaf and so couldn't hear them shouting to move out of the way when the truck was coming. Now, the driver, who was said to be sleeping behind the wheel, has since been taken into custody. Elsewhere, a young man is said to have died on his way to the hospital to get treatment for a stab wound he suffered in an argument during Sunday's EJURA 2020 final.
The news we heard, he was stabbed. Someone stabbed him. And then he was bleeding, so he sat on his bike to go to the hospital, I guess. And then maybe because of short of blood and something, he fell.
In business, Speaker of Parliament Abang Bagbing announces massive exemptions under the Ghana Investment Promotion Act, permitting Nigerian traders into Ghana's retail space, following a joint communique between Ghana and Nigeria at the extraordinary ECOWAS summit.
The communique of 31st May 2021 meeting suggested in part a ring fencing of some of the thorny requirements of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center Act 2013.
And some members of the Ghana National Association of Teachers protest what they say is the association's failure to address their concerns about the recent teacher promotion exams.
Ministry, even the first time that we brought the petition, the kind of welcome service that they gave us from the minister was very good. And today too, from Reverend.
My name is Israel. Joy News Prime is coming to you live from our Founder Studios at Kokomili here in Accra, your digital terrestrial TV, because we're free to air, and also on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144. This is the home of independent, fearless, credible, and impactful journalism. Stay tuned in. Police in TEMA have taken into custody the driver of a tipper truck that crashed into a toll booth at the TEMA end of the Accra-TEMA motorway Monday morning. A cleaner with the company managing the toll booth was confirmed dead at the TEMA General Hospital, where he and 6 others were being treated for their injuries, one of them quite critical. Preliminary investigations indicate the driver of the truck was dozing behind the wheel. Kwesi Parker-Wilson has more.
The truck, which was heading to Accra from Michelle Camp, crashed into the toll booth around 6:30 a.m., injuring about 7 people who were at the scene. The deceased, Isaac Kojokumsin, who is said to have a hearing impairment, was sweeping the vicinity at the time and was oblivious to the shout from bystanders for him to flee as the truck approached. The truck ran over his 2 legs and the left hand. A stolen vehicle that had stopped at one of the booths was struck in the process and the toll booth destroyed. An eyewitness said he saw the driver asleep behind the wheel. The toll booth attendant could be seen wailing. The injured, including a pregnant woman, were rushed to the TEMA Regional Hospital, where the health director, Dr. Richard Anthony, confirmed the death of the cleaner, despite strenuous efforts to save him.
The latest update is that the male that had multiple crash injuries passed away some few minutes ago. In fact, when you asked me earlier on about the chances, I said 50-50.
That's correct.
And he had a lot of bleeding. In fact, he went into shock. We did all we could to resuscitate, giving him blood to replace the lost blood that he had. In fact, he bled a lot. In fact, if you look at the injury, most people will not be able to look at it. It was a crash injury, 2 limbs gone, 1 upper limb almost gone. The other 6 are stable. 1 is also not in too good a state. However, we believe that most of them will pull through.
A government delegation led by Roads Minister Kwesi Mokata visited the scene and subsequently the victims in the hospital. He promised government will bear the cost of treatment for the victims and also review safety protocols at toll booths to ensure maximum protection for the attendants.
Well, it's terrible. You know, I don't know whether you have been to the accident scene. It's a terrible situation. This is something nobody expected, nobody contemplated. As accidents occur, you know, when people are not aware. Perhaps that's why we call them accidents. It's so unfortunate, it's so regrettable. We have lost one of the collectors. Yes.
Right. Yeah. You said that you are taking care of them. Is that
yes, of course, yes.
Putting their bills?
Yes, no, they are working for us and working for government of Ghana, and unfortunately, they have been involved in this accident. Yes, government, you know, is prepared to take care of their bills.
TEMA Region MTTD Commander Chief Superintendent William Asante has ruled out brake failure as a cause of the accident. He tells Joy News the driver of the truck with registration number GG 354220 will be charged with careless and inconsiderate driving.
Now the driver involved, the tipper truck driver, is in our custody. He did not sustain any serious injury, so he's now in our custody. We are going to caution him, then invite the testing officers to also test the vehicle to know the cause of the accident. Our layman's view tells me that there was no brake failure.
There was no brake failure?
No brake failure.
How do you conclude on that, since you've not done any investigation?
At what distance did he discover that the brakes are not working? I've interrogated him myself. Where he wanted to pass, there was a car parked there. So he decided to go to where this thing was empty. Then the saloon car also happens to be ahead of him. So from where he was and where the saloon car was, it was a short distance. So he couldn't save the situation, but rather driving into the saloon car. That was what happened. It wasn't any brake failure. If careless and inconsiderate driving.
Careless and inconsiderate?
Yes.
Would that be the charge against you?
Yes. And now that one has passed on, we are going to add another charges.
Which is?
Which is, now it's fatal accident.
The discovery of the lifeless body of a young man near Satellite, a community of the Accra Nsawam Highway, Monday morning, got residents quite terrified. It was later found that Cornelius Tamaklo had been stabbed in an argument at a nearby pub where he had gone to watch the Euro 2020 final and had gotten onto his motorbike to ride himself to the hospital. Manuel Kranting reports.
Wails by family and friends of now late Cornelius Tamaklo, whose lifeless body was found at Satellite Junction on the Accra Nsawam Highway Monday morning. He was last seen Sunday evening at a pub where he had gone to see the finals of the Euro 2020. Eyewitnesses believe he bled to death from his upper left arm where he had sustained a deep cut.
And a part of me about EJURA Satellite, I say, Miokada rider. Timini boy Bako, we parking station or Barmington or Gardens actually, but who's a motorist, Quino, the Quino warranty, then go ahead at the police or air fascinate to motorbike. Tia by night, only who's a Nipa Eda, can't say a whole mobile. Tia by Nanny Park Eda, and you penny about 200 power. And I catch it say, Uncle Fred, that boys Nina, no mom, Ranok of boys Nina, or Moina buy. So we now buy and I'm going to my and fire and come go there and I know Yantiasi. Moja Minagu. I can't say Mutu knows, you go as that is. That's a say I had one dinner, and more than to me, Mutu knows and Tiasi. And a boy and a Fred police, meaning Sabia, or Fred police for no Museo, Kotuku for no buy. Some buy now, church up a pictures near Diana. Or see, but cut him one day in Pizza. and I didn't too much chairman. Me and me so ni mu. Any police no na e pija no na e hu say why we obi a one second one na no say. Ti na hu ko ni ti bi da mi tete mu na na mo che bibi say endra mo kohwe board de ben wo te ba kwan so ba bi e na obi di sekan ntokwa no obi di sekan wo no ti e de odi mo de share na say o ko feel so ko hospital na o de ben accident e de e wa see
me nim no pa nice cool person chale me anra me say anra me ko ga no mpo share me na me tu moto e den sa ko fie o ti say we Jesus we body be do ye no o ye ni den ti be do me o share me mpo say chale o so as a cool movement me no bon command me say e den free around 10 hours.
Sister of the deceased, Enyo Tamaklu, narrates how the family had been looking for him since Sunday night.
According to the news we heard, he was stabbed. Someone stabbed him. And then he was bleeding, so he sat on his bike to go to the hospital, I guess. And then maybe because of short of blood and something, he fell. He was stabbed. I was told there was a filling station nearby our house. So there's a place they used to sit and chat and gist. That was where the thing happened. Oh, no, I didn't hear. They said the thing happened around 1 a.m. I didn't hear anything till this morning. So we've been looking for him throughout. Before someone came and told us that they saw him lying lifeless at the roadside here. That was when we came.
The incident has shaken a lot of the residents in the area. They say they don't feel safe any longer.
Because me say me pontem ebi wa ha too wa pon na ukọ na ebi afi no okada boys na ebi mo apon obepa o cho say comedy no ye aduane ma no enti say asa de we ye sia say ebebo ye hu ya ye to aduane wo kwan ho no ebebo ye hu because say na ye de aye no say na obi to aduane ebetima abatake no awo ni sika ji ni sika kuno ato nti we eye hu pa eye hu
ye izo ejuma ni ho ti moto no ye na echi moto ejuma ni ho eno wa na didi ata say ejuma ni ho man ni mu ti ebre pa ye easy ye bre.
You've seen that guy over there. Yesterday I saw him with friends. They were riding a Okada. After that I saw that no, they took him. But right now that we realize that he's over here, we don't feel safe. All they say that the police are doing me. I will say that they are not helping us at all.
You're an Okada rider.
I'm an Okada rider. At the container over here right now, the police are not helping us at all.
And so that's what you see. We're just going to hand over back to you in the studio. But these are the pictures that we've seen. A dead body lying along the stretch of the main Accra Kumasi highway. We've identified the person as named Cornelius.
The body of the deceased has been deposited at the police morgue as investigations begin.
The police has refused to comment on the matter just yet as they begin investigations to unravel the events that led to the death of Cornelius Tamaklu. From here at Satellite Junction on the Accra-Kumasi Highway, my name is Manuel Quarantine, reporting for Joy News.
Elsewhere, conduct your investigations well and find my husband's killers. That's a call by wife of slain social media activist Ibrahim Mohammed, popularly known as Kaka, to the ministerial committee probing the recent violence in EJURA leading to the death of 2 people. Sahada Humu, who has been left with 5 children to cater for after her husband's death, appeared before the committee, which has been given 5 more days to complete its work. She has been recounting the events leading to her husband's death.
She tambaye shi kamar me yake yi ne da suke son ya bari, ya tambayi samarin haka nan.
My husband asked him, "What am I doing and you want me to stop?" No.
She ce mai kaman ababen da yake danwarawa kan Facebook nan suna gani su yana bata musu suna.
Lord, he then told him that all the posts that you've been posting on the Facebook is being tarnishing the image of the party. So we want you to stop. No.
She miji na tambayi wannan guy kaman ba kai da baka use touch ya kasan kaman ina daddagwara ababa kan Facebook.
My husband asked him that you don't use a smartphone, so how were you able to find out my post on Facebook? No.
She miji na kuma ya tambaye shi ala yayanka Bala ya ce ma kaman ina yin ababa kan Facebook ko.
My husband added that I presume your brother Bala might have told you this, that I've been posting certain issues on Facebook. No.
Lokacin she samarin she zuciyan shi ya tashi zai yana so ya zo ya kama mijina da fada.
Lord, at that moment, that young man got angry and wanted to fight my husband. No.
She samarin nan da ke wurin she suka raba su she dokin moton she ya move ya bar wurin.
Lord, the young men there separated them, and my husband took his motorbike and left the scene.
She yasa da ya zo gida da daddare she ya koro mi.
Lord, when my husband came to the house, he informed me accordingly. No.
Sai na ce ma mijina kaman base ni MPP yana da yawa. Shi yasa ya bar zuwa wannan base yana zama.
Lord, I advised my husband that the MPP base in town is many, so he should stop going to that base. No.
Shi mijina ce min to yaji bai kuma zuwa wurin.
Lord, he said yes, he wouldn't go there again.
Now, a call for the committee to do a good job was echoed by the Dagomba chief Abdul Wahab Al-Hassan, who also testified before the committee. Speaking through an interpreter, linguist to the Dagomba chief Abdul Wahab Al-Hassan said his grandson told him he was buying food, but later got to know he had been shot during the protest. He wants a committee to allow truth to reign.
He said the Dagomba chief said that the president hasn't commissioned you to investigate this matter. He has also affirmed that you are going to say the truth. You are all elderly or superiors within the country. So whatever you will say will be affirmed by the whole Ghana. I was sitting there when the Dagomba chief said that be careful not to disgrace the president. And don't disgrace yourselves as well. Don't disgrace the country, which is Ghana. Whatever you will do to bring peace to the whole Ghana, Shanti region and EJURA for that matter, you have the mandate. I was there when the Dagomba chief told you this, and this is what I'm repeating.
25-year-old Abdul Nasser Yusuf also died from gunshot wounds. His brother Isahaku Abubakar, who testified before the committee, said he witnessed a military officer firing into the protesters.
So when I go
to the junction where the young men had gathered, I stopped to observe whatever was going on.
Na shi na sai kan junction nan shi na ga sojojin nan suna zuwa da lorin su. Sojoji suna zuwa da lori.
So now while standing at the junction, I then saw the military men coming with a vehicle.
Duka nan shi na sai ina kallon me zai faru.
I was still standing there, wanted to see whatever will unfold.
Shi na ga sojojin sun kai wurin sun sauka.
So now when they got the place, they stopped and alerted.
Da saukan su no shi suka buga warning shots biyu bisa kan ido na.
Immediately they alighted, they gave a warning shot through the skies. Warning shot view. 2 warning shots through the skies.
Since he said he was at the scene, can he help us with the kind of vehicle they came with and about how many soldiers he saw?
When motors zo da shi.
Sun zo da motan sojoji ne akwai rumfa kai.
But they came with a military vehicle with a canopy on it. Shi sun mutane na wani.
Shin da nake sayin nan ban gansu da kyau ba, amma akalla shi sun yi kaman sojoji ga mutane 7 ko 8.
Lord, my distance with them, I couldn't count them very well, but probably they may be around 8 or 7.
Shi guda kuma halba.
Lord, one of them shot again.
Shi na ce bari move. Da na yi ready zan move nan. Shi na ci bullet ne ya wuce kai na je kama transformer.
So Lord, I then decided to move away. Immediately I started or I intended to move. I saw that one of the bullets ran over my head to hit the transformer.
Shi na ga soja guda ya suguna ya nuna bindigan shi. Ya nuna bindigan nan te shi kuma tashi.
Lord, I then saw one of the military men having knelt down and pointed his gun. And he shot again.
Da ya tashi shi gyara ya saya shi kuma squat.
Lord, he got up and squat again.
Shi halba.
And shot again.
Shi ni na doki moto na bi bayan nan Paul Park na bi baya na je office.
So Lord, I then took my motorbike and used the public park route and went to the office.
Shi ina kai office na hau bisan kira offices na ina bisan nan da su shi na samu call.
Lord, so when I got to the office and climbed the story to call the officers, and I had a call.
Kaman an kashe kani nan.
That my brother had been killed.
Well, Director of Policy and Advocacy at the Center for Democratic Development, CDD, Dr. Kojo Asante, says the committee probing the EJURA killings must respond positively to public criticism by redirecting its focus. He explains the main task of the committee is to unravel what led to the death of 2 protesters to ensure that those responsible are punished. The work of the committee has been heavily criticized amid accusations its probe, its centering, or whether or not a resident of EJURA, Ibrahim Mohammed aka Kaka, whose death sparked the protest, is a member of the Fix the Country campaign. Dr. Asante has been speaking on the matter in an interview with pressmen on the sidelines of a workshop for election observers.
I think you recall that during the elections, even the Ghana elections, we had similar incidents which led to the death of 5 people. The reality, and this is not just a matter in Ghana, but it is something that is consistent across Africa, and maybe for the last decade, that the incidence of protest is increasing. And maybe that is not been established scientifically, but it has to probably do also with the demographics that we are dealing with. Africa has one of the youngest, populations, so it is expected that governments and security agencies should expect that maybe that form of expression of dissatisfaction with any matter is going to continue. So what then the security agencies, the police, the army, should begin to understand is how do you deal with that kind of expression of dissatisfaction? They cannot use the same old methods. I always make the point that when EJURA was happening, Abobloshi was happening, and yet we didn't see deaths in Abobloshi. because the way you approach a protest is different from how you would deal with, armed combatants, and so on. So the police have to have, it probably will require different personnel to deal with those kinds of expressions than we are used to. It might not always be force. So I think that there's a challenge, I think, for the Ghana Police Service, for the security agencies generally, to get better prepared for this type of engagement and maybe learn from where protest is common. There are countries where there's almost always protest, but you don't get this level of fatalities and so on after that.
Are we handling the aftermath properly? There are those who have already expressed concerns about the work that is being done by the committee.
Well, for me, I think that we have to be constructive. It is very important for the people of EJURA, but also for a lot of people who are watching how this matter is going to resolve, that the committee gets it right. So I think in the first week, the people have raised a lot of concerns, even to the extent that the family of the gentleman, Mr. Ibrahim Mohammed, who was killed, had decided that they were not going to participate. I think that it is an opportunity for the committee to listen to those issues and reset themselves, so that they can complete the work successfully. So I am looking forward this week to see if we are able to still get back to, the main business, which is establishing what led to the deaths of 2 people and the people who were injured, who is culpable, so that, after that, the government can follow up and apply the sanctions where necessary.
You're watching Joy News Prime. Let's take a break now, but still ahead in the bulletin in business. Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagwing announces massive exemptions under the Ghana Investment Promotion Act, permitting Nigerian traders into Ghana's retail space, following a joint communique between Ghana and Nigeria at the extraordinary ECOWAS summit.
The communique of 31st May 2021 meeting suggested in part a ring fencing of some of the thorny requirements of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center Act 2013.
Of the Ghana National Association of Teachers protest what they say is the association's failure to address their concerns about the recent teacher promotion exams. Stay tuned in, we'll be back in a bit.
I'm Charles Arite. Well, a joint communique between Ghana and Nigeria, the extraordinary ECOWAS summit, has exempted Nigerians from the $1 million minimum capital requirement under the GIPC Act 2013, which hitherto prevented them from trading in Ghana's retail market. This was announced by the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagwing, to Nigeria's House of Representatives last week. According to the Speaker, this intervention brings to an end the 25-year retail impasse between Ghana and Nigeria.
The communique of 31st May 2021 meeting suggested in part a ring fencing of some of the thorny requirements of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center Act 2013. This was a laudable suggestion. Of particular mention in this regard is the reconsideration of the $1 million United States minimum capital requirement for trading enterprises under Section 28(2) of the Act. This is to facilitate regularization of the businesses of the affected Nigerian retail traders in the trade impasse. Equally commendable is a special concession to be applied to the requirement for the payment of 0.5% stamp duty on the capital investment required by both the Ghana Investment Promotion Center and the Registrar General's Department in respect of investment by foreign nationals.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, has taken strong exceptions to this announcement by the Speaker of Parliament. The president of the association, Dr. Joseph Obin, has condemned the announcement, stating it as a slap in the faces of Ghanaian traders.
We've come this far we've been able, we've been talked to, and then cool heads are prevailing. And for him to come out with this statement, calling us as opportunists and all that is not fair. We love him. He has been very respectful. This is the least that we expected from him, especially when he was traveling, he had even engaged us, and then even seek our mind. Communicate, if there's a communique to whatever meeting that we had, if that communique had been properly, he had been properly briefed on it, you know that whatever thing he said there was wrong. So whoever wrote those things, when on the hindsight, we know that they proved. How would they do that? And then on the friendship pact, we have to take our time. We don't have to rush so that the people of Ghana, innocent people, will be traded off.
Well, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, was accompanied to the Nigerian House of Representatives by the Chairman of the Committee on Trade and Industry, Carlos Ahenkra, the Chairman of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, Brian Achampong, among other parliamentary officials. Away from that, life insurance company First Insurance has underscored the relevance of claims payment to improving the general perception about insurance in the country. As such, the company has presented a check for 204,000 cedis to a claimant or policyholder under critical condition. In an interview, the Chief Executive of First Insurance, Jack Muzunze, attributed the poor patronage of life insurance in the country to lack of education. We have more in this report.
On behalf of the board and management of First Insurance, I, Eric Fifi Smith, the Chief Claims Officer for First Insurance, present a check of 204,000 Ghana cedis to the claimant.
Chief Executive of First Insurance, Jack Muzunze, says his outfit seeks to contribute to efforts to restore the credibility of the industry towards paying claims, as evidenced by the presentation of the 204,000 cedis check to the claimant.
We want to clear the public perception that life insurance companies don't pay claims. Life insurance companies are highly regulated by the National Insurance Commission. They ensure that all valid claims are paid by all insurance companies after all the relevant documents have been received. As per the event today, we are showing the general public that all their perceptions must be raised and that life insurance is there for their benefit. Not much education has gone out to the general public about the importance of life insurance. Hence, insurance penetration in Ghana is still less than 2% to GDP.
Mr. Muzunze added that the insurance industry has come far with strict regulatory measures which deterred insurance companies from not honoring genuine claims. For his part, Chief Claims Officer at First Insurance Company Limited, Fifi Smith, says the company pays substantial amounts as claims to be able to afford policyholders the best of healthcare service and befitting burials in the unlikely event of an incident.
We believe that if this money is given to them, they will be able to go anywhere in the world, be it South Africa, Europe, even Ghana, to have treatment for the policyholder and to ensure that the policyholder doesn't die before we pay out the claim, but will be alive to enjoy the proceeds of what? The life insurance that she bought into.
First Insurance Company Limited is one of the fastest growing insurance companies in the country after being licensed by the National Insurance Commission in 2015.
And please stay with us for more business news after 8 p.m. In the meantime, sport is up next.
It's time for sports, and hats off for coach Samuel Boadu says his team will not get carried away despite winning the season's Ghana Premier League title on Sunday, their first league trophy since 2009. There's more in this Joy Sports report.
The Continental Club Masters are champions of the Ghana Premier League for the first time in a decade after they were held at home by Liberty Professionals. It has been a long wait for Hearts of Oak. The last time they won a league title was in the 2008-2009 season. The Phobians finished 3 points ahead of Kotoko that season. Since then, Hearts have had to endure not just their team not winning the league, but also watching their sworn rivals Asante Kotoko win it 3 times in a row. During Hearts of Oak's drought, they finished third on 5 different occasions, but never ended up in the top 2. this season has been their best. Statistically, Hearts of Oak were guaranteed a top 2 finish, even with 3 games left to play. The Accra-based club has 61 points currently, which is the most they have accrued in the last 12 years. And after leading Hearts win this season's Ghana Premier League title, head coach Samuel Boydu is not getting carried away.
Yeah, what I can say, I will not be swallow-headed. I will make sure I work extra. This is a motivational cup or winning, so it will prepare me very well to go higher and higher. Yeah, we'll prepare very well. The mistake that we made during this game, we are going home to correct that mistake so that we can direct them tactically and physically. Then we go to, after the Wafa game, we are going to take it serious. There's something unique in the House of Folk team because when I came, they welcomed me and they supported me a lot, especially the management and the supporters as well. They were always advising me, encouraging me. They told me that I can do it, so I should push it up.
Hearts of Oak's last GPL game of the season is against Wafa on July 18.
So Hearts has won the league with 1 more match to go, and let's look at the league standings as it is now. So it doesn't really matter because Hearts of Oak has already won with 61 points, and Asante Kotoko is next in. They have 57 points. So on the final day, we're going to get to see how it all ends up. But congratulations to Accra Hearts of Oak for that historic feat. So down there, we also see the teams that are in contention for relegation. That'll be it for sports. Up next, we bring you Showbiz with Becky Bex. Stay tuned. Time for Showbiz, and Becky Bex is here, and welcome, Becky.
Hello to you, Izzy.
Hi.
Didn't go home. I went to Rome.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry for everybody who thought it was going home. But let's talk about Castro. You know,
each time I hear Castro or Castro's name comes up, the song that runs through my head is Castro the Destroyer
featuring Baby Jets. Well, his dad is saying that they're yet to hold a funeral because they are not very sure, or they can't. They've done their own investigations, and I'm sure they think that it's not the right way to put it, that their son, they can't accept that their son is dead.
Okay, so what are the investigations telling them? That he's still around, Castro is still around?
Well, so he didn't really say that, but he thinks that he's yet to even get an official information from the police that...
I'm not sure, though, that the police will actually write to you and tell you that, okay,
well,
after...
So they're not accepting what we think that it is.
Okay.
And so they're yet to hold a funeral. He spoke on Showbiz A to Z this weekend with George Quay.
As a family, we are not in dispute with the police or with the Constitution or whatever. I've already said that we haven't heard anything from the police. Whether they are coming to declare him dead or we've all been hearing. But as a family, all that I can say in brief is that we didn't put everything, we didn't leave everything in the hands of the police. While they were doing their investigation, we as a family were also doing that. Now, we are yet, I'm saying this because of the numerous miscalculations that the people have given the statement that we have. But we as a family haven't come up with anything. We haven't decided to hold any funeral or whatever. As far as we haven't had any clue as a family, we haven't decided, we haven't sat down, we haven't issued any statement, whatever, that we are going to have a funeral on this day or on that day. We are also pursuing. It will surprise you that even if tomorrow when we all wake up and as a family we feel we have had enough evidence. Our investigation that led us to, have a
So essentially, they're not very sure about, what the police investigations or the come out of the police investigations, and so they're not accepting that their son is dead. Let's move away from Castro. Let's talk about the tourism ministry, because the ministry is bent on changing a lot of things in the industry. So they held a destination single window project, which was held this morning, and the project apparently seeks to boost tourism services in the country. Mohammed Awal is the sector minister.
What we want to do is to see the tourism arts and cultural sectors as a very important source of job creation for Ghanaians. In line with this goal, we intend to create 1 million jobs by 2024. To do this, we improve a lot of tourist sites. We are training and building the capacity of operators in the tourism value chain, hoteliers, restaurant owners, tour operators, tour guides, vehicle rental, car rentals, all. And we're saying that we also want to change the signages. To add, if you go to hotels solely in English, the hotel directory, the swimming pool is English, the restaurant is English, and so on. So we want them to be bilingual. So we want to add French for this year. Then, or subsequently, we can add Chinese. Chinese are coming a lot on. So we're telling operators that let us be opportunistic. We have to be opportunistic, not just necessity entrepreneurs. What do I mean by that? Look at the bigger picture. If you can have 2, 3 people now, work hard and employ up to 10, 20, 30, 40 people. So kind of opportunistic entrepreneur. We can only succeed if you think big. Tourism is money. Let us see it as that thing. But to achieve this, let us look at customer care. The tourist come, whether it's coming from Ghana or outside Ghana, make sure that you deliver quality services. So that
Mohammed Awal there. Izzy, do you have a crush, or have you ever had a crush? And were you able to tell your crush that I have a crush on you?
Yes, I have a crush. Haven't been able to tell her that I have a crush. Okay.
I had a crush too to Denzel Washington, but well, he's not here. So
which one? How about the one in Ghana?
The one in Ghana. Oh, who am I? Please let me talk about Honorable Jifa Blagomashi.
Okay.
So she, revealed at the weekend that she had a crush on Jeduble Ambule.
Okay.
Yes, and she actually had the nerves to tell Jeduble that.
I got the opportunity to tell
Jeduble
that
I had a crush on you, baby.
My crush was really Jeduble Ambule.
Oh, really?
I think he's such a cute guy.
Oh, yeah?
I used to think so. He still is, though, isn't he? I think he's a cute guy.
Thank God you are not one of those who are crashing on RMD. This week, Ghanaian women haven't been letting us rest on social media. Some Nigerian actor, thank God you don't even know him.
Sorry? Oh, I saw that on Facebook.
Yes, the girls were making us.
In fact, I know few people in my crowd who puts him out.
I don't get it.
Judge Girl is jealous. But listen, it's from a distance. The guy doesn't even know us. Okay, But I was able to tell Jeduble Ambule that when I was young, I used to think that what a gorgeous man.
Oh dear.
He's as dark as I am, and that for me was cool.
That was.
I
love Jeduble Ambule. Who was your crush again? Who was that again?
It's actually Catherine Zeta-Jones. I don't know if...
Do we have a photo of that? Oh, wow. You're crushing on him. Please pull up Denzel Washington so that everybody knows that I'm crushing on Denzel.
Everybody knows.
I love Denzel. Denzel, I love you. Please come to me. Please, I beg you.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Hey. Easy.
But that's my crush.
The boy allegedly broke into.
Now here for showbiz. And now here for those of you who are watching on Joy, but there's more news on the Joy News channel.
Prince Asante, Kofi Bonti, all driving.
Election observers in the West African sub-region have raised concerns over fake news on social media and are urging governments to take action to stem the tide. Some nations have already been forced to suspend various social media companies in an effort to deal with the matter. Speaking at a two-day workshop on the challenge of misinformation, chairperson of the West African Election Observers Network, James Lahai, called for action.
The issue of misinformation, I normally refer to it as lying. Lying to the people, moving away from the truth. And disinformation, taking the truth and trying to twist it to throw people into confusion is on the increase. It's now a very, very, very big challenge that we must acknowledge and plan ourselves on strategies of how to combat it. There is also this issue of the courts in the elections. It is good that we are coming to share experiences from our various countries. But let me just give you a bit. After our 2018 elections in Sierra Leone, 10 members of parliament lost their seats as a result of petitions. That is normal. What probably is of concern is that by-elections were not conducted for the people to decide who should replace those members of parliament, but rather the court said those who came second should become members of parliament.
Director of Policy and Advocacy at the CDD, Dr. Kujasan, says governments must find a fine balance between dealing with fake news and not stifling free speech.
I mean, you already seen examples of government shutting down internet or social media platforms. But if you recall in my speech, I said that the challenge is really how we strike the balance. I think everybody recognizes both the threats but also the opportunities. If you think of it in economic terms, if you shut down Facebook, the number of people who have just generated businesses or rely on that platform to do their trading is huge. So the benefits are there, but the threats are also there. So how do we strike a balance? And that has to do with not just the government, but also the platform, those who control the platform like social media, Facebook or WhatsApp, and having a discussion as to what should be the best kind of regulation to ensure that we are not overwhelmed by the threats and that we can take advantage of the opportunities.
Some teachers are demanding the immediate resignation of the leadership of the Ghana National Association of Teachers for allegedly sleeping on their concerns. Key among their issues is a recent teacher promotion examination. The agitating teachers picketed the Ghana Education Service before marching to the NAT head office, where they struggled to gain entry. They say the NAT leadership must resign because they have failed to fight for them.
It started as a peaceful protest at the headquarters of the Ghana Education Service when scores of teachers picketed and demanded that some anomalies in their promotional exams be fixed.
These teachers went through a series of processes to be able to promote it to the next level. A website was open for them to submit some documents. They say the website was shut for some time. It opened for them to be told that they were not successful. And so they are demanding that the Ghana Education Service, the Ministry of Education, as well as NAT, NAGRAT, and all these teacher unions that they belong come together and take these steps and resolve the issues they have.
We wrote an exam, and then messages came for us to recheck. To check, not to recheck. So we did check. And then we had 3 messages. And one was that people had successful. The second one, unsuccessful. And then majority of us were told to bring our documents for some verification, that they had problem downloading the system. The story had turned. There are people who were successful first, now unsuccessful. There are some whose ID cannot be found. And the majority of us that were given, to bring our documents for further verification, we were told we are unsuccessful.
Nothing better from GES. But today, when we came to the ministry, even the first time that we brought the petition, the kind of welcome service that they gave us from the minister was very good. And today too, from Reverend EJURA, that's the deputy, I think it's something very better. But as for GES, I just don't know. As if there is something that he doesn't want to listen to us, they don't want to work things on. But we are telling them that if you say the thing was an error, then this means that the whole thing that you brought out was also the same thing. Even those who even had what? Congratulations.
We served them petition and we are waiting for a response. But till now, they couldn't do anything. So today we decided to come around to make a follow-up to see how they are going about the whole thing, and the reception given to us here was not good at all. As if they don't want to listen to us, as if we are disturbing them, something like that. That was what they showed here right now.
Deputy Education Minister Reverend EJURA addressed the aggrieved teachers and promised that their concerns will be looked into.
The minister is very much committed to ensuring that a system is put in place to listen even much more closely to the concerns and grievances in many range of issues regarding the welfare of teachers. It is on this reason that very soon the minister will launch a teacher welfare app, so that in the comfort of your schools and your districts across the country, you can log in, you can just lodge your complaint, and timeously case managers will be assigned to ensure they are addressed.
The teachers then marched from the Education Ministry to their association, the Ghana National Association of Teachers, to urge them to fight on their behalf.
The NAT leadership says it will liaise with government to ensure the issues are resolved promptly.
I want to apologize again for keeping you out in waiting. Number two, we also sympathize with you looking at the passion for which our colleagues are talking. It's an issue that is very dear to your heart and all of us. In fact, myself, on a daily basis, I receive calls from teachers who are within your group. What we can say is that for now, leadership is working on your issue. Let me finish. At the moment, even my boss is not with us, he's in a meeting. We have listened and heard all the issues that you have raised.
Now, the body of a 2-year-old girl has been found in a drain 3 days after she went missing at New Estate in the Boise municipality of the Ashanti region. The family is suspecting foul play after she was found without a tongue and has asked the police to thoroughly investigate the matter. Nana Jima has more in the following report.
The body of the toddler was found in a drain on the outskirts of the town. According to eyewitnesses, the body looked fresh, suspecting she might have been murdered the very day she was found.
After examining the body, I noticed the tank was cut, but the body itself had no cuts. Since she was in the drain, some suspected she was carried by flood water. But from the body, I don't agree.
Apart from the tank, on Wednesday, 7th July, the 2-year-old played with friends in the neighborhood as her mother went to the mosque for the evening prayer. According to the family, her mother could not locate her upon return. Efforts by a search party to find her were unfruitful. Father Abdul Karim is suspecting foul play in the demise of the child.
We were called to come identify a child's body in the drain. It was her. It looked like the person dumped her, suspecting the rain, which was about falling, will carry the body.
Now in business, oil firm Cosmos Energy has expressed its commitment to support younger Ghanaian entrepreneurs to drive economic growth. Speaking at Cosmos Innovation Center Agritech Challenge Investment Awards, the country director for Cosmos Energy and senior vice president Joe Mensah urged corporate Ghana to join Cosmos Energy to support the next generation of entrepreneurs. There's more in this report.
Cosmos Energy, since its presence in the country, has supported the educational and health sectors of the economy. It has now decided to finance young agri entrepreneurs to encourage the many teeming youth to venture into agriculture. The country's director, Joe Mensah, said agriculture is the mainstay of the economy and therefore Ghanaians must take pride in it.
This is our 5th year that we are actually, crowning the winners of the competition. Now, lo and behold, we picked 2 to fund through the next cycle incubation. The reason why we picked 2 was that we felt that that's the piece that we could support with a $100,000 seed cap and then drive it through.
The Rwanda High Commissioner to Ghana, Aista Kirabo Kasira, called for the support of farmers to enable them break barriers towards market, among others. She urged the young agri entrepreneurs to be innovative going forward.
Changes. We have seen significant progress, but I want to also say that on the continent there is still so much more to be done. So what you have started here today, as I mentioned, we'll continue to support it, to scale it up.
This year's winners are also Group, a new startup that produces affordable ethanol from cashew apples, and Fruit Flour, a new startup that produces and packages nutritious, ready-to-serve baby food from fruits and vegetables. The winners of the 2020 Agritech Challenge will receive $50,000 in seed funding, as well as up to 4 years of business training, mentorship, and incubation at the Cosmos Innovation Center Hub.
Now, the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Owusu Afriakoto, has announced government's intention to make the Bono East region the rice capital of Ghana. He made this observation while addressing farmers and agri staff as part of his tour of the region to ascertain the nation's performance in the various agri policies introduced by government. Correspondent Anas Abed has more in this report.
The Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Owusu Afriakoto, has indicated government's readiness to support rice production in the Bono East region, with a total of 78 valleys for rice cultivation. The minister, who is in the region on a day's working tour, indicated that with the right support, the region would become the rice capital of the country, which would in turn generate lots of employment avenues for the people of the region.
The 78 valleys that you have in this region, they are coming from Bono region. They also have valleys. They don't have the numbers that you have. Your number is very confident. So the 78 valleys, we want to develop all those valleys. So we want a master plan from you, because it means that, I don't know the sizes of these valleys, but it means that if you're able to develop all the 78 valleys, Bono East will become the rice capital of Ghana.
And that'll be all for business. I leave you with a summary of international business news to stay.
And that'll be it for the bulletin this evening. I'm EJURA. Thank you very much for watching. Up next, we bring you our